Most mechanical sewing machines include a 4-step buttonhole function operated by a buttonhole dial or selector. Hello and welcome to the Sewing Whisperer and another video in the Buttonhole playlist. This tutorial is part of my complete button and buttonhole series. If you're just joining me, you'll find the full playlist linked below, where we start with buttonhole theory and build all the way through to advanced techniques. I recommend sewing a practice buttonhole on a scrap of the same fabric that you're working with on your specific project to see if your machine sews the buttonhole forward or backwards and sews nicely on your fabric. Always check your manual for the correct setting for your machine and always reinforce the fabric with interfacing. Although every manufacturer uses a slightly different sequence, the basic principles remain the same. On each machine, we'll identify the buttonhole foot, set the controls, mark the buttonhole, and then follow the numbered sequence. The biggest difference is simply the order in which each machine sews the buttonhole. I'll be demonstrating the process on 3 different machines: an industrial, or sometimes referred to as semi-industrial, Bernina 950, Bernina domestic 1031, and finally a brother LS 2125. Let's start with the Bernina 950. This machine has the large bench and motor typically found on an industrial sewing machine, but has all the functions of a domestic machine. This diagram from the machine manual shows the order in which the buttonhole is sewn. The starting point is from the back, centered under the foot, and sews forward. Start by locating the buttonhole foot that's relevant to your machine. For this machine, it has a foot with 2 grooves on the bottom to help align the buttonhole with the stitching. Attach the buttonhole foot. Before you start, you need to make sure the needle position is in the center, the stitch width is set to 0, and the stitch length is set to 3/4 of a turn. To set the stitch length, turn the stitch dial in a clockwise direction until it won't turn anymore and is set at the top. Then turn it backwards in an anti-clockwise direction, 3/4 of a turn. You'll need to check the setting is perfect for your machine and adjust accordingly. If the stitches are too close together, lengthen the stitch length, and if they're too wide apart, shorten the stitch length. Mark the buttonhole position by clearly marking each end of the buttonhole and the center of the buttonhole. Remember, the buttonhole should generally be sewn 2 to 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch longer than the button itself, as we discussed in the Buttonhole Explained video. Position the fabric under the foot with the center of the foot aligning to the center line marked on the fabric. This machine will sew the left side from the back to the front of the buttonhole. Always make sure the needle is out of the fabric when you turn the buttonhole dial to avoid breaking a needle and pulling the fabric. Turn the dial to number 1. The machine automatically sets a zigzag width, needle position, and stitch length. Sew the left side of the buttonhole, stopping at the marked line, and make sure the needle is up. Turn the dial to number 2, automatically setting the machine to sew the bar tack. Sew about 4 stitches across the end of the buttonhole. If you sew more, the machine may not feed smoothly down the right side due to the bulky stitches on the end. Turn the dial to 3, once again automatically setting the zigzag width, needle position, and stitch length. Sew back along the right side of the buttonhole. Keep an eye on the center of the buttonhole to make sure it stays straight, stopping at the marked end. Turn the dial to 4, automatically setting the machine to sew the second bar tack. Sew across the back end of the buttonhole. Turn the dial to 5. The machine is automatically set to straight stitch. Sew a few stitches along the left to secure the buttonhole and prevent the stitches unraveling. Remove the buttonhole and trim threads. Finally, cut the buttonhole using sharp scissors or clippers. Fold and snip in the center. Cut up to one end. Turn around and cut up to the second end. The setup for the Bernina 1031 is almost identical to the Bernina 950. The needle starts in the center and the stitch width and stitch length set exactly as before. The manual diagram shows the buttonhole starting point is the same as the previous buttonhole, but the sequence is a little different. With the buttonhole marked and the fabric positioned beneath the foot with the back of the buttonhole as the starting point, we're ready to begin. Turn the buttonhole dial to 1, sew the left side of the buttonhole stopping at the front end. Turn the dial to number 2, sew in reverse to the right, stop when you have reached the back mark. Turn the dial to 3. sew across the end of the buttonhole for about 4 stitches. Turn the dial to 4. Sew forward along the right side of the buttonhole, stopping at the front mark. Turn the dial to 5. Sew across the front end of the buttonhole. Turn the dial to 6. Sew a few reinforcement stitches. Remove and cut the buttonhole as before. Finally, let's sew a buttonhole using the Brother LS2125. This is a lightweight machine, ideal for beginners or to take travelling if you're like my friend and colleague who always took a sewing machine in her caravan. The diagram for this machine shows the start point at the front of the buttonhole and sews backwards. This machine shows diagrams of the buttonhole, setting here, and the dial needs to be turned to the black section, starting with the AC setting. Align the AC with the triangle to lock that setting into place. With the buttonhole marked and the fabric positioned beneath the foot at the front end of the buttonhole, we're ready to begin. Sew the front bar tack. Turn the dial to the letter B and sew in reverse along the left side of the buttonhole. Turn the dial to AC. Sew the back bar tack. Turn the dial to D. Sew forward along the right side of the buttonhole. Turn the dial to AC and sew a couple of reinforcement stitches across the end. Remove and cut the buttonhole as before. I'd love to know, which machine do you sew on? Does it use a 4-step buttonhole or does it have a 1-step automatic buttonhole? Let me know in the comments. And that's a wrap on 4-step buttonholes. Up next, we'll look at creating manual buttonholes. Great for larger buttons that won't fit into the buttonhole foot, or for basic machines that don't offer any buttonhole settings. Be sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.